Do you want more success, more growth, more results? Then it's time for the Boundless Success Accelerator from the Modern Observer Group. This isn't your average coaching program. It's where top performers come to dominate. Weekly group sessions, on-demand coaching, a community that's got your back, and a power-packed library of tools to supercharge your business and career. No more excuses, no more waiting. Get in, level up, and start building the life you've been dreaming about. Visit us at modernobserver.com/boundlesssuccess to join today. Let's get you to the next level. We're here because the news is being distorted. We're here because people are being inundated with misinformation on social media. We're here because people are being judged guilty until proven innocent. We are fighting back with facts. This is not a safe zone, so buckle up, Buttercup. This is the raw, naked truth. Russian drones invade NATO space again. Protests in the United Kingdom. The National Guard is going into Memphis, and more. Welcome to the Raw Naked Truth. I'm your host, Eric Lopkin, and here's the news you need to know. More Russian drones invade NATO airspace. Romania, a NATO member, reported Russian drones entering its airspace on Saturday, less than a week after Poland announced the same violation. The Romanian Defense Ministry said a Russian drone was detected while fighter jets monitored a Russian attack on Ukraine near Romania's northeastern border. The ministry added that the drone didn't fly over a populated area and didn't pose an imminent threat. As NATO allies call for sanctions against Russia for the airspace breaches, President Trump said he was ready to do so if member nations stop buying Russian oil. Meanwhile, Romanian allies, including Poland, are shoring up defenses in response to Russian actions. Ukrainian President Zelensky called the situation an obvious expansion of the war by Russia. Russian officials have yet to respond to the Romanian report. More than 110,000 protesters marched through central London on Saturday, carrying English and British flags in one of the country's largest modern-day conservative demonstrations. A crowd stretching 3/4 of a mile from Big Ben to beyond Waterloo Station rallied for free speech, British heritage and culture, and U.S. conservative advocate Charlie Kirk. The gathering was organized by Tommy Robinson's Unite the Kingdom. Protesters were kept apart from a nearby Stand Up to Racism counter-protest attended by about 5,000 people. The United Nations General Assembly overwhelmingly voted on Friday to support a two-state solution to the Israel-Palestinian conflict and urge Israel to commit to a Palestinian state. The 193-member world body approved a non-binding resolution endorsing the New York Declaration, which sets out a phased plan to end the nearly 80-year conflict. The vote was 142-10, with 12 abstentions. The United States was one of the 10 states that voted against. Hours before the vote, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said, "There will be no Palestinian state." The resolution was sponsored by France and Saudi Arabia, who co-chaired a high-level conference on implementing a two-state solution in late July, where the wording of the declaration was agreed upon. Utah Governor Spencer Cox revealed new details Sunday about Charlie Kirk's suspected killer Tyler Robinson, particularly noting that Robinson's roommate, who is transgender, a male who identifies as female, has become a person of interest and was Robinson's romantic partner. Robinson contacted his roommate after the shooting with details on the whereabouts of the hidden murder weapon. Governor Cox said the roommate is incredibly cooperative with investigators and was aghast at the shooting. Cox also said that Robinson was active in the deep, dark internet culture and posted in at least one group after the shooting. One radical left group in Utah, in which Robinson may have participated, deleted its social media profile in the wake of the shooting. Meanwhile, Turning Point USA, co-founded by Kirk, announced that his memorial has been set for Sunday, September 21st, at State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. The stadium has a capacity of 63,400. Turning Point USA invited people to come celebrate the life of an American legend. Charlie Kirk's widow, Erica Kirk, declared on Friday at Turning Point USA's headquarters that his mission will not end. In her first public statement since her husband's assassination on Wednesday at Utah Valley University, she said, "They killed Charlie because he preached a message of patriotism, faith, and of God's merciful love. But they should all know this. If you thought that my husband's mission was powerful before, you have no idea. You have no idea what you have just unleashed across this entire country." Members of Turning Point USA, which has clubs on more than 850 college campuses, expressed their desire to advance the movement and be more active than ever in honor of his memory. Supporters have rallied around Erica and her two young children, raising $3 million in less than 48 hours on a Christian crowdfunding platform. Turning Point USA has received more than 35,000 requests for new chapters since Kirk's assassination. President Donald Trump said Friday that Memphis will be the next target of a National Guard deployment as his administration expands its use of the military to fight crime to its third Democratic-run city in recent months. "We're going to Memphis," Trump said during a Fox News interview, calling it a deeply troubled city. "National Guard and anybody else we need. And by the way, we'll bring in the military too if we need it." The move follows similar National Guard deployments to Los Angeles and Washington, D.C., as part of what Trump has said is a necessary federal intervention in those cities to crack down on violent crime and ramp up deportations of undocumented immigrants. The deployment to Memphis will be the first time Trump has mobilized the National Guard to a state he won in November. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee said Friday that he supports the move, and the National Guard will be working closely with other law enforcement agencies in the state. Officials from the United States and China met in Madrid Sunday for a fourth round of trade talks. According to the Treasury Department, the agenda included national security, economic and trade issues of mutual interest, including TikTok, and cooperating on money laundering networks that threaten both the United States and China. That's the Raw Naked Truth. You can catch every episode of the Raw Naked Truth Daily News Brief, as well as our sister podcast, Carnivore Radio, with news analysis and commentary, and the rest of the Xvadio Podcast Network at xvadio.com, the Apple Podcast app, YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible, Amazon Music, and other platforms that respect freedom of speech. We'll see you next time.